Hey guys, and welcome to Kimmy's Shrine. So if you're new here, I do Disney themed videos. So this one I'm actually going to do a high street haul. So this is some random stuff I've seen while I've been out and about. But yeah, let's just get into this. So the first I want to show you, so if you've been watching my videos for a while, then you know that sometimes when I go to Salisbury there's like a marketplace there, and in the marketplace there's this person who actually sells toys. So I don't always find everything when I'm there. Sometimes I buy like little things for Reuben around the house, that kind of thing, because sometimes it's like vintage toys. But there was one thing there and I was just like, it's really big, where is it gonna go? But I don't care, I really want it. So it's actually a Munchlin. So if you know me, I've been collecting Munchkins, I would say probably about for 4 years now. So Munchkins don't really exist that much anymore in stores. I don't find them around as often as I used to, because I used to always find them in Primark. Sometimes they'd be like in places like at supermarkets or like other places like Home Bargains, that kind of thing, TK Maxx, so just random places. But yeah, I saw it on the market and it was only £4. I was like, that is such a bargain. So if you're not sure what the Munchkins are, it's basically Disney characters turned into food. So one thing I've actually realised that it's just certain characters that seem to be more animal based characters. So this one is the Stitch one, and yeah, so for a while he's actually been living just behind us. So I'm gonna move Marie out the way, put him back in his place, because he actually goes with a Mill and a Remy. So I've actually got some more of the other ones as well, so the bigger ones. Yeah, so like I said, it's more like animal based ones where they turn them into food. So I got a whole playlist on them. I do TikTok about them as well, so if you're not sure, obviously, then obviously look down below. It's got my TikTok on there, and obviously like I said, I do have a Munchlins video, just because for like, I don't know, about 3 or 4 years I was just completely obsessed with them. So anytime I could get them, I would just buy them. So I recently did a Disney Store order. The reason being, which I did actually talk about in my Toy Story video, is that Disney Store actually had an offer on that if you spent over £30 you got a ceremony key, which was Toy Story. So to get the Toy Story free key, these are the items I got, which are £30. So I've actually been wanting these for a while, because I did actually say in that video that it's not a case of like I have to buy things for £30 to get the keys. It's the main thing for me is that I've always got something in my basket, so when these occasions come up, I've already got something there. So I already had these in my basket waiting, because I did actually originally ask these for my birthday, but unfortunately they hadn't actually been released yet. So Reuben actually got me the Kida and the Milo version, just because I asked for those ones as well, but they'd come out. So then I actually got myself the new Megara and Hercules Funko Pops. So it's actually Megara 1667, so it's Meg with flower, and that's Hercules 1666. So other items you can get as well, so you can get one of the muses, you can actually get a train and fill, and then you can get young Herc. So I purposely wanted the Hercules with the bow and then the Megara with the flower. So like I said, these only just came out, so that's why I wanted these ones. Even though, like I said, I asked for them for my birthday, I didn't realise they weren't actually launched for my birthday, which was back in May. Like I said, yeah, I've always got stuff like this on my list, because obviously I love collectibles. So it actually said it was a children's beach towel. So to my surprise, when I got it out, I was like, oh, that's actually a lot bigger than I thought. So I already asked Reuben where to put this, because I don't actually want to use it as a beach towel. I just want to use it as a decorative item. So we've actually planned to potentially put it on the back of the door, just because of how big it is. But I just thought it was super cute. So it's actually the carpet from Aladdin in a beach towel, but like I said, it's massive. No way would I think this is a children's beach towel. So the fun thing about this, it does have the little tassels on the end as well. It does have the pattern on there. But yeah, so for me, I was just like, where is it gonna go? But because obviously I wanted to use it, stuff like this I have been known to use as like rugs and stuff, but at the moment we have enough rugs, we don't need any more rugs. So we do have a space on the back of our door, the bedroom door, so I was thinking about possibly putting it there. And then been in Primark recently, so a lot of the Primark stuff that I got were in my last 2 videos, which was my Ratatouille one and my Toy Story one, because obviously at the moment there's themes going on, but I still like to go in there to see what else they've got. So another thing I got from the Stitch range was a bath fizzer. So I've actually got quite a few bath fizzers, but I don't have this particular one. So this one is, oh, Sweet Orange. I I can't smell it. Unfortunately, because of the packaging, I can't smell it. But I'm just like, what would sweet orange taste like? Why is it not orange? So, unless they had to put sweet orange, because people might associate orange with the colour, not the fruit. But yeah, it's disappointing that I can't smell fully, but yeah, things like this is just decorative for me. Like, I don't use bath fizzers, like I just love them around the house, or obviously like on the shrine, that kind of thing. So it's only £1.50, which that's like a standard price for bath fizzers. Now I do actually have a Jessie and Bullseye version of this. So they actually do a little range for what I class as stocking fillers. I know obviously it's summer. In my mind, I'm always thinking ahead for like Christmas, birthdays, things like that. So things like this, I do class as stocking fillers. So these are 12 nail varnish sets, £3.50, with the princesses on there. So it's got all the different colours. I won't use these ones. These are primarily just to go in the shrine. I do like the fact obviously it's got the princesses around the top there as well, and then each individual one has a princess on there. I wouldn't say the colours match the princess. I just think obviously it's quite nice once the princesses are on there. So for example, Belle, who's my favourite princess, she's the green colour, Ariel is pink, Rapunzel's purple, Aurora is like a white silver colour, Cinderella is also pink but a glitter, and you got Moana, which is a purple glitter. There are other ones as well, but they're behind. So yeah, so I wouldn't say the colours represent the princesses, but I just thought that was a cute little pack. What I might do, which I've been known before, is obviously take these out and put them with the individual princesses. So rather than keep them in the princess section, take them out to put them in with, say, like the Cinderella bit, Moana, that kind of thing, just because obviously then I've got more in those sections. Though obviously there are 12 in there, so I can always keep some in here and then some around the shrine as well. So I haven't actually 100% decided what I'm doing with these, but I thought £3.50 I thought wasn't too bad. But the main thing I talked about in some of my other videos were they did like lip glosses and stuff as well, so very similar to that, but they were little like lip glosses. And then didn't need this, was out shopping, we're in Lidl, and Reuben was going to get something, and I was just stood there and I was just looking, I was like, oh, they have Disney stuff here. Like, I was tempted to keep this like in my car or something, so if I'm like waiting for Reuben, because sometimes I pick him up from work and if he's a little bit late, sometimes I'm just like, oh, you know, I'm just sat there waiting for him, or just to kind of have something like to play, like if I'm a little bit stressed, that kind of thing. So I used to have one of these when I was a child, but it used to be like in a bigger thing, so I think it's like a smaller version. So they just class it as a water game, and this is a Little Mermaid one, but it's basically you just push the button, so obviously it just pushes air up, so you've got these little balls or little beads in there, and then you've got this little bit here where you're supposed to put them on. Now, like I said, I used to have stuff like this when I was a child, but it was like on a bigger scale, but it was a very, very similar thing where obviously you just basically push that, it pushes the air up. So the idea is obviously to put all these little hoops onto this little stand here. But yeah, I just thought this is kind of like, you know, maybe like a cool game kind of have, like I said, just around you know, around the house if I'm obviously waiting for another dinner to cook, or you know, like I said, if I'm waiting for Reuben, that kind of thing. I can't remember how much it was, but it wasn't that expensive. I think it was only like £3, maybe £4. It wasn't too expensive. They did have other ones as well, which I think they had like a Marvel one with Spider-Man and like another one, but this was the only Disney one that I saw. So no, it's Lidl, obviously you might better get them in other places, so I wouldn't say this is probably the only one you can get. But yeah, it was just the fact that I just sneakily just kind of put this in the trolley, just being like, this is something that I want. And then the last thing I actually got from, to Entertainer. So I don't tend to go in there very often because there is one near me, but I don't tend to go to it very often just because I don't go to that area of town. So we were out shopping with my mum, and we just went into there because again I just like to see what they've got. And they had this, and I know I don't need another toy, but I don't have a lot of Abu stuff, so I was really considering, do I put him down here with the other toys? So I put him upstairs in the Aladdin shrine. So he was actually reduced, but it being a Squishmallow, they are normally, I was on average, they can be between £10 to £15, again depends on what size you go for. He was reduced, so he was down to £7. I don't know whether they had any other characters that were reduced or whether it was like a promotion, that kind of thing, but it's just the fact that I saw him. Unfortunately at the time he didn't have a price, so I went to the till, and then obviously they said it was £7. I was like, great, I'm gonna get him. I don't have that many Squishmallows just because I do find they can be quite expensive. Like, I would buy so many if they were a little bit cheaper. Like I've said this so many times before, there's so many characters that I want, and so many different designs that they have, like different sizes, but it's more just the price. And again, where's it gonna go? So I haven't decided yet where he's gonna go. Like, I feel like I kind of maybe want him down here, because obviously then you can see him a bit more, because obviously in the front room, this is where most people tend to be in here, whereas up in the shrine I kind of feel like I don't know, some things I just kind of feel like, you know, you're just not going to see him as much in the shrine. So yeah, so he might appear in future videos in my backdrop, but yeah, knowing he was £7, I couldn't resist. So yeah, so that was it for my high street one. Like I said, I do actually do TikToks based on some of these, so just in case you want a little bit of sneak peek, because sometimes I do TikToks before I actually film these videos. So I've got all my details down below. If you like this kind of videos, then please like and subscribe and click bell notifications, so obviously get notified when all my videos go up. So my next one is going to be a Moana haul, so if you're intrigued on that one, then please let me know any other characters you want to see as well. I'll see whether I can do them for you. But yeah, that's this. I'll see you guys next time. Later days.